Do you ever feel that a lot of time during meetings is spent discussing trivial things? Look at what happened at this Finance Committee meeting. There are 3 items on the agenda: the nuclear reactor, the bike shed, and the refreshment budget for the Joint Welfare Committee. The first thing the committee needs to do is to decide whether to go ahead with a £10 billion contract to build a nuclear reactor. This is a large, technical and controversial item, and many aren't sure which side they should be on. They realise that if they speak out here and say something which later turns out to be wrong, they could look bad. There's very little discussion, and the committee moves on to the next item, which is the proposal to spend £10,000 on a new bike shed. Although not everyone has direct experience of a bike shed, everyone can imagine one. In general, it's seen as a good thing, and a lot of time is spent discussing the different roof types, colours and costs. The last item on the agenda is to discuss whether to continue the Joint Welfare Committee's budget for refreshments. This opens the door to endless discussion, and the meeting organiser is tasked with finding out more information so that it can be fully debated at the next meeting. These are exaggerated examples, but illustrate that there can be a tendency to spend a lot of time discussing trivial things while avoiding the big ones. So what can be done? First, if everyone is aware that this sometimes happens, it can be seen for what it is, and the participants or the meeting leader can control it. Second, an amount of time can be allotted to each agenda item. Third, less important items can be positioned strategically in the agenda, perhaps right at the beginning with a strict time limit and on the understanding that if anyone feels more time is needed for discussion, then the item will be rescheduled. And fourth, consider whether the item actually needs to be discussed. If it only needs to be approved, the case can be set out in the meeting invitation, and the group asks that any objections or points to be considered be sent through prior to the meeting. Trivial items and old chestnuts might create a lot of discussion, but they may also detract from the real purpose of the meeting and are likely to frustrate participants, especially when they feel their time could be better spent on other things.